Well, today I'm going to let you know what I actually think of the Google Nest Wi-Fi system. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to techgooch. And today we're going over another router system, and this is another mesh router system. Now, I did things a little bit different. So you can buy the Google Nest Wi-Fi. Now, so these are the second gen of the Google Wi-Fi system, AC 2200. When you buy a single, you can buy a single router, which is their basic router. It has a wide area network port and a local area network port underneath, as well as power, and then a little reset thing. And so you can plug in your modem or wherever you get your internet provider from, right? Plugs into the router, and then you have one shared local area network port that you can then output to a device, or in this case, I plug it into a switch. From that switch, I can plug as many devices as I want into it, and it's all wired for that part, and then everything else is wireless. You can also buy this in a 2-pack or a 3-pack. When you buy them in 2 or 3 packs, you're not getting 2 or 3 routers. You're getting a single router that has multiple, one wide area network port, one local area network port, and then you get 2 points. Those points don't have any ports on the bottom at all. They have power, that's it, and they're just there to replicate and create a wireless mesh system in your house for Wi-Fi, right? And that's what most people are looking for, to be honest about it. If you don't really care about wired devices and you're just looking for Wi-Fi, get the 2 or 3 pack, right? That's what you do. I have wired devices, and I have a lot of Cat 6 wire running through my house that I've personally put in. So a lot of time and effort into that. And if I can, I prefer what's called a wired backhaul, where I can actually have the secondary point, which is not the main router, right? It's just being the point for access. I like to wire them together, right? And of course, with the points, you can't. So what I personally did is, if you watch the setup video, I bought, well, these are 2 of the same, right? These are 2 Google Nest routers, which the router, it can act as a router or it can act as a point. It's a multitude capability system. I actually have 3 of them. I bought them used off of eBay. I'll let you know real quick and easy like that. So I wasn't sent this at all, and I didn't really want to spend 100, whatever it is, 60, 70 bucks on each of them. I was trying to get something done for less than what it would be, right? I would prefer if they offered like Nest Pro, right? When you buy the eero, you can buy the eero Home, which has beacons and stuff, and then you can buy the eero Pro, which is the full Pro system. They should offer a Google Nest Wi-Fi Pro system, in my opinion, maybe a 2 or a 3-pack. Most homes, I think, will do just fine with 2 and don't need the 3rd. But in my house, I like blanket Wi-Fi, and my walls hate Wi-Fi, right? If you've watched my channel before, I have what's called a Cal Coat wall, which is a very thick concrete type plaster, and it kills Wi-Fi signals. Really does. Does not transfer very far. A couple rooms away, and yeah, you may have a couple bars, but it's just not going to do a whole lot of anything. Roll in the Google Nest Wi-Fi system. Now, if you look at my history, I've done a lot of mesh systems in the past. I really liked the eero Pro system, and then towards the end I was having issues, but I think it was because it was a software update that happened. I'm not going to go into that in this video. This is all on this product right here. And for years, I've looked at the Google system and I've kind of just shrugged it off. To be honest about it, it looks, yeah, it's kind of like an eero, but it's not really an eero, and I don't really need another puck-based system kind of thing. So they brought out the Nest system, which is the second gen. So now it's AC 2200. It's got faster speeds. It's got a really good review. I mean, if you look at various places that have done reviews on this product, they have some really good things to say about them. Downsides being the points are points, and that's it. So if you make your own, can I do it wired backhaul? Yes, the answer is yes. You can wire backhaul these as long as you have the routers. If you're having a hard time following this, I understand. Hey, comment or head over to techgooch.com and send me an email and we'll go through it. But essentially what it is I have multiple of the Google Nest routers, so each of my points have wired ports on them. One of them I do completely wireless, and that is more of a test than anything else to see how well it does with the wireless backhaul. And then the other one I have as a wired backhaul. So I'm kind of I've been testing, and I've been testing this for a couple months. How well is this system? How good is this system? Is it keeping up with what I need to do? Is it for my upload and download speeds? Is it keeping up in that regard? Do I have any issues with specific products not liking to attach to this system? How good is the Wi-Fi if I go outside? Lots and lots of time of my own, of course, has been pushed onto this subject. And I'm not going to walk around my house and show you everything. I'm not going to walk around and do all this stuff. In as fast as I can possibly tell you, this system is awesome for what it is. It really is. If I was offered today the eero Pro system, that was one of my favorite. It really was. Now I know they have a Wi-Fi 6 version. I haven't tested that, so this is not regarding that. And these aren't Wi-Fi 6 either. So we're just talking about AC systems. If I was the eero Pro system and the Google Nest Wi-Fi system, I would choose the Google Nest Wi-Fi system. I'll be honest about it. I really would. This is not a 3-band system. The eero Pro is. There's some benefits all around. This is a extremely reliable, very good range Wi-Fi blanket system. And whether or not you do the points or the routers like I did, I don't think that's going to change that much, to be honest about it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pull one of these back down here so I can show you what it looks like after we go through the app. I do want to show you what it looks like, and I want to show you what it looks like with all 3 of mine connected currently in its current configuration. And then we'll actually show what it actually looks like, the physical product. If you didn't watch the setup video, I'll put a link down below for that as well. And then we'll close it all out with final thoughts. So let's look at the app. So the Google Nest Wi-Fi router is actually controlled through the Google Home app, which I do like. I like that it's one app that kind of does everything for your whole Google Home, so all of your stuff. And once you have it all set up and everything, you can actually see one of my Wi-Fi points there. If I hit the Wi-Fi button here at the top, it'll actually take me to the page for my Wi-Fi system. So you can actually see right out of the gate, we have internet, it's green. We have 3 Wi-Fi devices, and we are green with how many. We have 28 currently connected devices on the system. If I click on Wi-Fi devices, I can actually see my download speed, my upload speed. I can run a speed test right now if I would like to. I can go to points and actually do a test, my mesh system test. The last time it was tested, you can see good connections. That is fantastic for your placement. If you're going to do wireless placement specifically, you do actually put them out there and do a test connection. It'll actually have you do it when you first set it up, but you can run it at any time through the network capability there. And then you can make sure that they're close enough where you're actually getting good connection between it. Internet's going to tell you, well, that's actually where I just was. What is that? Devices. I can actually see any single device that's connected. I can pause internet. I've used it a couple times with my kids when they just were not listening. You can pause internet for any specific device at any time. You can also, within there as well, you can obviously see the connection, how much data is actually being pulled by any device at any given moment. And that's obviously down here as well. Family Wi-Fi I have not set up myself, but you can actually schedule your kids' Wi-Fi to turn off at a certain time. I typically don't do that in my household. I don't like removing internet access from my kids unless they're just really not paying attention or whatever. But you can do that. There is a guest Wi-Fi network as well. I've never set that up, but I typically don't do guest Wi-Fi networks. So in the settings, we can look at the SSID name and password. We can change that if we'd like to. There's the family Wi-Fi and guest Wi-Fi there. Gaming preferred. You can actually turn on a gaming preferred mode, so it actually prefers the traffic that is going to your Xbox or your PlayStation, whichever. You just basically toggle that on and off. And obviously you can toggle it on and off when you are playing, when you definitely want to have gaming preferred, like if something big's going on. Advanced network is where we can actually get into the more thorough settings of the actual network itself. You can create DHCP reservations if you'd like. You can manage ports for port forwarding. So if you have a specific computer or something like that you need a port forwarded to, you can. Device mode if you're doing a bridge mode or whichever. Right now I'm not using that at all. LAN settings, let's go into there. We can actually see our router LAN IP, subnets and everything. DNS automatic because I'm pulling it actually from my provider, which changes every time I reset the router anyway. But you can see here it's not this. It doesn't have as much, I would say, in-depth craziness as if you had like a Netgear Nighthawk or something like that. But it gets you the stuff that is really necessary for most people. The nice thing is it's easy to restart the network. It's also really easy to factory reset the network if you need to. So that is a quick rundown of the app. It's not every single in and out, but at least gives you the gist of how it works, what it looks like. And to be honest, it's really good. I pay for $200 is what I actually pay for, and I'm getting pretty much right on the money. Okay, so I actually pulled a couple of them down just to show you because they're identical, right? There's a nice little hub there looking guy. Now there is on the front, you can't really see it right there. There's actually a light. Yeah, you just can't see it if it's not glowing at all. There's an indicator light that tells you what's going on with it. It'll be green, or it'll be white, or it'll be amber, or red. And so that is there. So that's all there is, just a one little dot light. On the bottom, that's where you can see where we have the wide area network port, which has the little globe on it, right, as per usual. So that's where your modem's going to be plugged into, or whatever you get your internet provider from. Then you have your local area network port. That's going to be for any device, a computer, or a switch for that matter. Anything you want to plug wired into it, that goes there. And then you can see there is the power port right there in the center. And then on the bottom, there's a little button here that's actually you can hear it, the reset button. So to factory reset it essentially. And so it sits wherever you're going to place it. There are some wall mounts that you can get for these as well. So if you want to get it up and out of the way, of course you still have to plug the power cord into it. And so this is what the power cord looks like, just a little puck that goes on the plug side, and then it'll just plug right into the actual back of the unit. So makes it pretty quick, pretty fast, and it looks good. I will give Google props. Everything that they pretty much do usually looks clean and good. This is, with no exception, it looks fantastic. And of course it integrates with the whole Google system very, very well. And when I talk about being able to multiply this port, what I'm saying is, plug it into, like this is an 8-port switch from Netgear. It's an unmanaged switch. It's just 8 ports. And you can basically plug a cable from any of the ports to the local area port on this one, and then you'll have 7 additional outside of that one. So that's all you need, something like this. This is capable of gigabit, doesn't have a gigabit port, so I always recommend getting a gigabit switch if you're going to do that. So, in the end, I think this is a fantastic system. I've had people, now one of the things when I did the setup, and during the setup procedure I said that, yeah, hey, I got these off of eBay. I got, actually all 3 of them I got them off eBay for a decent price. Each one I got for a decent price. And I was able to build a 3 router system with wired ports on them for substantially less than if I was to go out and buy 3 individual ones at full price. At the same time, I go through routers here like crazy, so I'm not looking for something that's going to be my go-to router for the next 5 years. I'm looking for something that's going to just get me from one system to the next, and then I can show you guys and do some video footage on it. And I was really, really interested to see how well the Google Wi-Fi, the Nest Wi-Fi system was. A lot better than I had anticipated. It surprised me, extremely surprised me. And would I do it again? Yes, I would do it again. Would I pay full price for 3 of them? Probably not. I'll be honest about it. I don't think I would buy 3 of the routers independently. That's a hard sell. I would probably buy a 2 or a 3 pack with the points. Probably a 2 pack with the point. And then maybe if I needed an additional one that could do wired stuff, then buy a second router. That would be less expensive, to be honest. So, all in all, I really like the system. I really do. And if you can get them on sale, even better. One of the big points that, because I said that I had purchased these on eBay, is, some people say I would never buy a used router, that somebody could hack into that and they could be tracking you. And that's fine. If you really, really anal about it, make sure you buy a new product from a store that you know and trust. I was fine with this because I can obviously, well, I can actually track everything that goes through my system here as well. So, not to say that I couldn't be hacked, sure. But that said, I just want to say that Google, thank you for surprising the heck out of me, for making a really nice product, making something that's extremely reliable. I did not have to reset this system one time, not even one time. It worked every single time. And even when we had the derecho windstorm, which was not that far from where I live in eastern Iowa. It was more towards central Iowa, but it came our way. We just didn't get the craziness of it. Now all the fiber lines were cut, so the entire city that I live in was out of internet. Some cell phone towers didn't work at all for days. And this thing, of course, went out, told me it was out. I was able to see everything. And then as soon as it came back up, popped right back up. I never unplugged it, never restarted, never did anything. I got to tell you that I am very, very impressed by this system. And if I didn't have more to do, I would continue using this system happily. It works great. So, if you're looking for a system that has at least my approval, check it out. You won't be disappointed unless you're looking for something that's really intense or really fast, right? This is not a Wi-Fi 6 system. I wouldn't doubt maybe in the future Google bringing out a Wi-Fi 6 version of this. I would hope they do, and they do it as well as they did this system. So, time will tell, right? I can't predict the future in that regard. I would assume yes, specifically if this did as good for them as I bet it did. So if you're not in need of the latest and greatest crazy fast speeds, I have nothing but great things for the most part to say about the Google Nest Wi-Fi system. So that brings us to the end. I want to thank you for staying to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe if you can for me. Head over to techgooch.com. You can get a hold of me directly. So if you have a question that I don't answer below or you need answered right away, or maybe it's a more in-depth question and you don't want to put it in the comment section, techgooch.com. So thank you for watching. Make sure you watch the setup video if you're interested in how I set these guys up. I showed the two-pack, or the two of them to set up, and I did it wired. So that was really what the video was about, was doing wired backhaul. So if you want to watch it. I did not show the third one that I had set up wirelessly, which essentially is the same setup, you just don't wire it in the end. If you're going to do the wired backhaul setup of these guys at all, set the first one up, get it done, ready, exactly where you're going to place it. Set the second one up right next to the first one, within the same room. Set it up wirelessly. Get it all set up. And then when you're done and it's set up and you know it's good, unplug it from the wall, take it where you want to take it, plug it in so they're connected wired, and then plug it back in and you're good to go. And then make sure that it connects in the app. So, thank you for watching to the end. We'll catch you back here on TechGooch for a future video review, and also on GeekSmart for future setups and tutorials. So, thanks for sticking to the end. We'll see you soon.